your blood pressure is 214 over 114. They were like,
how old were you?
I was 36. We were happy when he had something that we could work towards and fight against. Because before I was just in the wind. Like I thought I was going to die. I called my sister. I'm like, hey, I got a life insurance policy. Divide this money up between this person, this person, and this person. People don't really want to get better. Like they don't like they say they do. But the truth is, like, you have to really want. I did a 60 to 90 day watermelon fast. I looked frail. My eyes were sunken in, but I felt 1,000 times better. I wish they knew about how fruits and herbs actually help the body. And they believe, because doctors scare you with it's sugary, you can't have too much, it's bad. And that fear has just hit our society so bad. And I just want like my parents' generation has really messed them up. But I think our generation, and we're starting to figure out, well, that's a lie. That's not true. Like we can kill each other off what God has put on this earth.
This episode of the Good Living Now podcast is sponsored by our friends at Joy Mode. Now, after going through prostate cancer, I experienced erectile dysfunction, and I wanted a more natural way to support healthy circulations. Now, one of the things that has worked for me is Joy Mode, which gave me confidence during those intimate moments. Now, some users report that Joy Mode may even support healthy blood pressure trends. Now, if you'd like to learn more, visit tryjoymode.com and use my affiliate code Harold20 at checkout to save 20%.
Welcome to the Good Living Now podcast, where we talk to real people about real change leading to real health. I'm your host, Harold Leffall, and my guest today, well, he is a living, walking miracle. Just a few years ago, he couldn't walk or use his hands. Well, this brother is thriving now, and he's here to tell us exactly how he did it. Welcome to the show, Stephone Jeffrey. Hey, Stefan, how you doing, man?
Doing great today. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing really well, man. I am so inspired by your story and your journey. I think I just happened to be flipping on either Instagram or TikTok, and that's where I first saw you.
Yeah.
And I saw a video of you talking about the fact that you had been diagnosed with MS and chronic kidney disease.
Correct.
And at one point, you couldn't walk and you couldn't use your hands.
I couldn't. My mother had to wash me, had to roll me around the house in a wheelchair. Yeah, I was in the hospital for about 6 weeks. And
wow.
I can go to the whole story for if you want me to.
Well, yeah, take us back to when did you get the diagnosis of MS? And did the diagnosis of MS and the chronic kidney disease happen at the same time? Or all
right, so the situation of how everything started was I was living in Florida at the time, and I got diagnosed by these doctors. They said it was a stroke because I was getting weaker. I brought like two little small puppies. At the time, I was like 230 pounds. And these two puppies were just pulling me. And I would get so dizzy. And I just went to urgent care one day, and I went there and they said, your blood pressure is 214 over 114. They were like,
how old were you?
I think I was 36.
Wow.
I was 36 at the time. So you can't drive home. You have to go to the hospital. Your girlfriend has to come pick you up and take you to the hospital. So she came and took me to the hospital. They got my blood pressure down, I think, to 190 over 100. But then I spent the whole week in the hospital with them trying to diagnose me. I spent my 37th birthday in the hospital, as a matter of fact. And they did it. They said, well, it's a stroke. Come to find out, I think like maybe a month later, my blood pressure had dropped to 85 over 58. And
wow.
So I was
were you on blood pressure medication at that point?
Yeah, they just started putting me on blood pressure medication then.
Okay, but before what they called a stroke, had you been on blood pressure medication?
I have not been on blood pressure medication, but they noticed I did have high blood pressure before that. I just never got it. I never took it serious with my health because I knew how to get it back down. I've had high blood pressure since high school because, we're kids, we're running around eating McDonald's and everything. But younger, I knew how to get it down. I knew if I eat this and I work out and I run, it goes down. But as you get older, those habits, they start to die away as you get more involved in life.
Right.
Yeah. So my mom, she was like, hey, we're going to drive down to Florida. We're going to drive you up here to North Carolina to see Duke doctors. And I came up here to North Carolina from Florida. And then one day, actually, I had another episode here because they were still going off a Florida diagnosis as a stroke. They didn't do their own diagnosis yet.
Okay.
So one day I was using the bathroom. I fell in between the toilet and the tub. It took me like 10 minutes to get up. I get up. I finally make it to my bed. I sit on the edge of my bed. I just slide off. I can't control myself. I'm sliding off. Now I roll over on my stomach. My mom comes in the room. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm okay." It takes me another 10 minutes to get up. She said she comes back about 2 hours later. She'll say, "I'm taking you to the emergency room." So we go to Duke. That night they take MRI. They say, "Hey, it looks like MS." Now that was on Mother's Day of 2022. The next morning, that was Sunday. That next morning, I lost all feeling of everything. Like I could not use my hands. I could not walk. Like I was walking barely then, like very slowly and moving my hands. But after that, nothing was working. Like everything shut down on me. And so that's what
and up to that point, had you ever had any symptoms of MS before?
No, not that I can think of. No, I didn't have any.
Okay.
MS. So
wow.
MS doesn't have there's no real reason. There's no cause for MS. Like there's they can't trace where it comes from or even why it happens. It's still like an unknown thing. It's kind of like it get you.
Yeah. And then so they diagnose you with having MS.
So they diagnosed me with then. So I'm in the hospital. I was in the hospital. So I got diagnosed that Sunday. I was supposed to go to rehabilitation hospital that Monday, but a nurse had came in and gave to 3 patients. I was one of those patients. So I had to stay in the hospital for another 10 days. And then I went to the rehabilitation hospital. And I did a physical therapy and occupational therapy twice a day for about 2 hours a day. But the rest of the day I was still laying in the bed. So the nurse,
unable to move your legs.
I couldn't move my legs. My hands were a little bit like I had to eat, but I had to hold a fork kind of like this, or my hands were like they were very like I had to work with what I had at that time.
What was going through your mind during that time to like one day be able to move relatively with ease and now what was going on?
At that time, I just wanted to get better. Like I didn't have a thought. I just said, how can I get better? What can I do to make myself better? Because prior to that, there was no diagnosis. So we were happy when we had something that we could work towards and fight against. Because before I was just in the wind. Like I thought I was going to die. I called my sister. I'm like, "Hey, I got a life insurance policy. Divide this money up between this person, this person, and this person." So when we had a diagnosis, I was kind of happy. I was like, okay,
you got something to work with.
Now we have something to work with.
Yeah.
But when I lost all feeling, I was just like, I wanted to get better. Like my mind, I was just like, I want to get better. I want to fight this. I'm going to do the best I can to get better.
And were the doctors giving you any hope of getting better? Or
no, doctors don't give you any hope. They just say, this is what it is. I'm like, hey, will I get better? Will I get back to the gym? They'll just say, we don't know. But they'll see your progress and they'll say, hey, oh, you're doing better. You're doing better. But they're not going to tell you that you're going to be, they can't tell you you're going to be 100% again. I don't think that's illegal for them to tell you that either. So
Right. And so how long were you in rehabilitation?
I was in rehabilitation for 4 weeks. I was supposed to be there for 3, but they liked my progress so much that I was there for 4. So I went into rehabilitation, not being able to walk. I left. I was still in a wheelchair, but I could stand up and maybe take a step or 2, but I had to sit back down. So it was just me just working on it every day.
And so was the chronic kidney disease tied to the MS or were those two separate?
I think so. Cause I know, like, I think it was because I didn't know I had chronic kidney disease until after I got diagnosed at Duke. But they knew that in Florida. They just never told me that because I had to see a kidney doctor, and I drank a lot of time. I was alcoholic at the time, and he was like, "Oh, you still have a drink a day," but I didn't know my kidneys were functioning at 33% then. And I didn't know that until I came to Duke, and they were like, "Your kidneys were functioning really low." Then, so they never told me. Like Florida really just didn't give me a lot of information about because they didn't know what was going on, but they also informed me about what was going on in my body.
And so when you get out of rehabilitation, kind of where are you physically? What are you able to do?
So when I get out of rehabilitation, I am still in the wheelchair. My hands are still like I can like hold a fork, but I have to kind of hold forks like this. And if I'm cooking, like there's no real like form in my hands yet. But I can't walk at all. I can't walk at all. So when I get out of rehabilitation, I come home and then I have occupational therapy and physical therapy come to my house. And then so I start off doing bed exercises in the morning, and it's bed exercises every day. Then it turns into wheelchair exercises. And then so by the time therapy, I left my home, I was able to walk with the cane or even without a cane. because I just kept on working. I said, I got to get better. I got to get better. I got to get better. I don't care how funny I looked. I don't care how crazy I looked. I was like, I have to get better.
Wow. And did you start changing? Obviously, you stopped drinking, and
Yeah.
did you change your diet or anything?
Oh, so I'm going to be honest. So the first year and a half, so I got diagnosed in 2022. It's like May of 2022 to about the end of 2023. My mom, she started cooking better foods, but we were still eating sugars, and I was still drinking. Like I wouldn't drink as much as I did, but I was still drinking. It wasn't until one day I was with a friend, and we took a shot of liquor, and I caught the worst cramp in the world. And at that time, I had been following Dr. Yaki, and he was telling me all about fruit. And I was like, okay. So I did a 3-day coconut water fast. I felt amazing. And that's when everything just opened up my eyes. That's when I started to change. That's when I started to go get watermelon from the farmer's market and say, let's juice this for the season. And then I did the green juice that he does, which is like the apple and celery. And I didn't like it. So I was like, I got to find something else out. And then watermelon poked his head out for the season. And I was like, oh, and then I started juicing watermelon. I think I did a 60 to 90 day watermelon fast. I looked frail. My eyes were sunken in, but I felt 1,000 times better.
Wow. So how long were you not able to walk to you when you were able to walk and get more?
So I would say I wasn't able to walk probably from, let's say, May till about July. In August, I started to drive, but I couldn't walk fast. I was walking very, very slow. But I would go to the gym and I would look funny. I would be like doing the cable machines, but I would just try to do it. And then I would do like leg lifts and like leg extensions. And I was just trying to get my body to work like it was used to. But I couldn't walk fast. I couldn't run fast. So it really, everything didn't start changing until 2024 when I did my 60 to 90 day juice fast. That's when everything excelled. That's when I did 60 days, and I added herbs too. So it was watermelon juice and herbs every day, 60 days.
And then you started like immediately feeling.
I just started feeling good, and I started I'm moving around like, oh, okay. And then I started like jogging. I'm like, oh, I can jog now. And then I was like, oh, I can lift heavier. But I can lift weights now, and my mobility is better. I can cook. I can hold a fork right. So everything just started to come back. Like my senses just started to come back normal.
And what were your doctors saying? I know, were they surprised that
they don't have anything? They're like, and also with my kidneys are functioning at like 65, 70% now. And before, my GFR numbers are 65 to 70%. The normal GFR number is 60 to 100%. So I went from like, I think it might have been maybe like level 3 or level 2. Now I'm in the normal functioning range. And they say you can't reverse it, but
right. Yeah, that's what you hear. Like you can't reverse it. And like with people with MS, you hear there's really nothing.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah.
You can do. And a lot of times people suffer. Were you in a lot of pain when you were?
I was a lot of discomfort. Yeah, definitely a lot of discomfort. A lot of like the cold really affects the bones because it was definitely definitely was a long winter. And yeah, you're in a lot of pain. You can't lift things like you used to. You can't move around like you used to. You can't operate like you used to.
Yeah. And so did you completely like change your diet after you did the 60-day?
Yeah, I completely changed it. That's when I started researching like natural stuff from the earth, wild rice, chickpeas, fruit, vegetables. And I just started, but then I learned how to adapt to cooking that lifestyle. And then I was like, okay, I can make stuff that's good and still do this. But every day I still drink 64 ounces of juice a day, no matter what. So I take herbs in the morning. I drink 64 ounces of juice a day. I juice every Sunday, 64, because I batch juice. So I 7 juices and I'll freeze them, take one out the freezer the night before. So that's something I will always do until my day is over with.
So what's the normal? So you drink about 60 some odd ounces of juice a day. What's your go-to juice? What's the juice that?
My go-to juice is watermelon. Watermelon is easy. And before, because watermelon is like big now. It wasn't so big when I started it, but now it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing that people love it. But yeah, I love it because watermelon juice is, you get more juice for what you pay for.
Yeah.
So so
you get over 100 ounces of juice with one watermelon.
Yeah. If I have 3 like long watermelons, that's 7 days worth of juice for me.
Yeah.
And that's I don't have to juice the rind. That is just the straight watermelon. That's all the flesh. And so it's like, it's just easier. I'm a simple person. I'm not complicated. I can't throw a whole bunch of things in the juicer. So
Yeah. What do you wish more people knew about health and healing, particularly as it relates to MS? Because MS seems to be like this mystery kind of.
I wish they knew about how fruits and herbs actually help the body, and they believe, because doctors scare you with it's sugary, is you can't have too much, it's bad, and that fear has just hit our society so bad. And I just want like my parents' generation has really messed them up, but I think our generation and like and we're starting to figure out, well, that's a lie. That's not true. Like we can heal each other off what God has put on this earth. And,
Right.
and we can, I just want people to know that you can try it. And now I'm not a doctor, but I can say that you can help yourself just by changing your diet. Like just try something simple, like just take out processed foods, take out the sugar, and just try that. And I just want people to know that health, you will feel better if you do eat the right way better.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. What would you say to somebody who may have a loved one that is where you were when you were, not able to walk and had limited mobility? A lot of times people don't know what to say. They don't know what to do, how to encourage, how to push. They don't want to push too much.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that may have a family member that's going through what you went through?
I would say be gentle with them, but also be not stern, but just be reassuring that, hey, you can get through this if you want to try this. Like you can't beat this, because before the health, it starts with the mind first. Like healing starts with the mind. If I want to move my hand, my mind is telling my hand to move. So if you tell your body that I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better, you have to have that positive mentality first. I would say try to change their trajectory of how they see it. And then be gentle with them and start slowly, like saying, hey, do you want to try bed exercises? Let's try some leg lifts. I'll lift your leg for you. Like let's start doing finger points. Like let's start doing that. Start slowly with them and just start working with them. Like, hey, you want some berries? Because berries are really good for the neurological system. Hey, do you want to try a blueberry smoothie today? Let's try blueberry smoothies today.
Right.
And say, hey, I make an herbal tea. You want to try this herbal tea? Like, let's try this. And then trying to slowly work with them in there, trying to kind of slowly work with them and say, hey, and make sure, because some people I'm a health and wellness coach, and some people don't really want to get better. Like they don't like they say they do, but the truth is, like, you have to really want it. Like I tell you, I'm just your guide. I'm just here to help you on a journey, but you have to really want this.
Yeah.
It's like you have to want to get better. Like you have to want to get up. You have to want to get out the bed. People always think, hey, my neighbor's she's in the bed, she's this and that. And I'm like, well, first thing I need to know, does she want to get better? And she got to take direction.
Right. And so, man, you have completely transformed your life, your health, because you said, like, before the diagnosis, you said you were like 300 pounds?
I was 230 pounds.
230 pounds.
I lost 70 pounds. Yeah, I lost 70.
You lost 70 pounds.
70 pounds.
You lost 70 pounds. And I saw some videos where you were a little heavier when you couldn't walk. I mean, you kind of like a different person almost.
Yeah.
But now you have taken your journey, and like you mentioned, you have become a health and wellness coach for other people. Tell us about that journey and what led you to.
So that journey kind of came upon me. So I started a company called Fruit is Life.
Come on, Fruit is Life.
Yeah, Fruit is Life. Yeah, that's my company. I came up with that. Actually, I came up with that in 2024, and I was at my sister's house when I was doing the green juice fast. And I was like, I had a company then before called Gym is Life. And I was like, I don't really like the name anymore. And the Fruit is Life just popped in my head. And my friend had sent me the logo. I said, this is my path. This is what God has laid out for me now.
While you were doing the juice fast, you got that.
I was doing juice fast. It just came to me. I was like, okay. So I went and got my LLC, and I was like, okay, it's time. Like, it's time. And then so with that is I started making like body butters first, and I make like body butter, started making capsules and tinctures. But then I realized I didn't want to be a salesman. Like, I'm not a salesman. I'm not a natural person. I don't want to be pushing products on people. So a buddy of mine he's a successful bodybuilding coach. And he said, you know what, I can see you doing what you're doing for me in your lifestyle. And I was like, whatever, man. And then somebody, because I tried a coaching group before, it didn't work out. So I was like, it's not for me. But then somebody came back and said, hey, are you coaching? And I was like, yeah. And then I just started to put the plan and formulate it. And now it just came together like I wanted to. And so now it's just easier because as a coach, because I understand my clients and I'm really taking a journey with my clients. I just don't give them a plan. Like if you're in, like I'm in like the Raleigh, North Carolina area, or Fuquay Arena. So if I have a client, I'm gonna go to the gym with the client. I'm gonna meet up. I'm gonna do in person like check-ins with the client. Like say, hey, what's going on? How are we gonna formulate? How are we gonna do this? When my clients out of state, I do face-to-face phone calls. I do meal plans. I do workout plans. I do live workouts with them. I'm like, hey, all right, let's do these exercises. Let's take a walk together. We'll do a Zoom talk while we're walking. So I enjoy helping people. Like that is the thing. I enjoy helping people get better.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. It's amazing how sometimes we discover our purpose out of our own pain.
Yeah.
Out of the things that we've gone through. So do you have a website where people can go to, or how can folks connect with you on social media?
Yeah. I have an Instagram. My Instagram is I am Steph_1. And then the same thing on TikTok too. And then my Facebook is Stephone Jeffrey, STEPHONE JFFERY.
Okay. Awesome.
I also have a book too.
Tell us about the book.
So this is a book. This is called. This is my memoir. This is From Death to Life. It's my journey through multiple sclerosis and chronic kidney disease. It's on Amazon. Yeah. So it's
okay.
So it's on Amazon. That's my book, and it goes my process from 2018 through current to show how I got here. So I follow you, man. Like I said, I think you had made I think it might have been like a cheezecake.
Yeah.
That's and I made it. I redid it, and I was like, it was so good. So that was my birthday was coming up too. So I made myself a cake. I was like, oh, that was really good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, man, when I tell you, you are truly a living, walking miracle from where you were to where you are now. It's just truly inspirational. I know you're just going to help a lot of people know that, a lot of times when people get a diagnosis like MS or even chronic kidney disease, they just kind of think it's the end of the road. There's nothing that they can do. They're going to be spending a lifetime on medications, trying to manage, whatever. But you are showing folks that you can really make changes, to your diet and how you feel your body and really make changes to your overall well-being. And that's inspiring. That is inspiring. So I salute you for what you're doing, for what you've overcome, because you are just a great example of what's possible.
And yourself too. I know you beat cancer too. So I know that I followed your story, man. So you're definitely doing amazing helping out the community. So
thank you. I appreciate you. But before I let you go, what would you say to somebody that may be where you were or maybe just dealing with a health challenge and they just don't know where to start and maybe don't have a lot of hope?
I would say find your spirituality. Like find your source. Like if it's God, Buddha, Jehovah, Allah, like find that spirituality, dig deep down inside and you pray. And say you ask them, lead you to the right direction. And then you change your mindset. You have to change your mindset. You have to ask yourself, do I want to get better?
Yeah.
And that is the big question. Do I want to get better? And then if you tell yourself yes, God will lead you. He'll lead you the way. But okay, you want to get better? Let's take you down this road. I'm going to put all the pieces in play for you to make sure that you get better as long as you follow these steps.
That's it. Well, Stephone Jeffrey, man, thank you so much for being on the podcast, and thank you for sharing your light. You're helping a lot of people.
Being here.